Yo!
What is up, y'all?
Hello, hello.
Hey guys,
back to the West Coast.
Welcome in. I just want to take a moment to welcome you all. This is a very special show. We're doing what went down at NYCC. And I'm going to just say, I feel great. But all of these gentlemen actually went. So thank you all so much for joining us and fighting whatever you're fighting to be here.
The question is who didn't go down at NYCC, and this is it right here, because we had a lot more faces on our flyer for the stream, but apparently a number of them are knocked out either from something sickness or something sickness, and people are done right now. So
it's also been con after con after con, so let's say compacted.
Yeah, this one actually closes out the con season, I think, for most people. I know there are some folks that are going to the UK, some people going to Toronto, Winnipeg, I think, right? Is that the one you're going to, Chris?
Yeah,
but
on Thursday.
But I feel like this is always the one where everyone's like, hey, I'll see you next year. I'll see you next year. So it was really cool just to like kick it, you know?
Now, do you guys feel like you get more like international people at the New York Comic-Con?
Like fan-wise?
I know Mateo was like, I only do New York now. And I was like, that makes sense. You're in Italy.
Was that Matteo Scalera? Or yeah.
I think definitely from the creator side, they seem to come out like in force from Europe for
They do.
I'd agree.
It's probably tough for them to come.
For people who don't know, I know all of you now, but why don't we just go around and just introduce yourselves. I really want to know your handles so our followers can follow you as well. We're building a really great community. And then also, I know you've all worked with 24/7 Comics, but we just launched our store. So if you could also let us know what's in the works for you. Who's first? Chris.
Oh, should I start? Okay. So I'm Chris. My handle is Chris Art. So 3 E's in the middle, art at the end. Working on Bladesmith with 24/7 Comics, and we started it like what 2-3 years ago, and then had to put it on hold. But starting it up soon again, and then doing a Kickstarter for it really soon. So excited for that. And then yeah. What else? What else do you have to say?
Yeah, what else did you work on when you took a break? Because I remember every time you took a break, you called me with like the most guilty. But I remember like every time I heard what you were working on, I was like, dude, you have to go do that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so the first one was like the big one was like Tiger Division, which was I got work from Marvel for the first time doing like sequential work, and so Tiger Division was kind of the first miniseries that I worked on, and it was big because it was like a full-on Korean superhero team for Marvel, and then after that it was just like, you know, working on like Fantastic Four or like Moon Knight, and then did like 3 issues of like Iron Man, and then like every time they like sent me an email to work on something, I was like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to like Carl know. And then like I was like, oh, is he gonna be cool with this? And then but yeah, no, thank you for being so understanding. And but yeah, I think it's time to kind of get back to Bladesmith and, you know, finish up what we started. And yeah, I'm excited for that. So
you win, we all win, you know. So
yeah,
I think the more the merrier. Although I have to say, if you want to see Chris's work, you definitely have to look at like the Iron Man, the Fantastic Four, because Tiger Division is like Chris with heavy makeup. That's how I like it.
especially the covers. Oh my gosh, the covers. Yeah, but
I don't know what happened, but yeah, they had some like anime like inker or something go over it, so it literally looks like this is something else, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who inked it?
So you're putting me on the spot here. My
bad.
Okay.
I forgot his name. It's all good. I think it's like some Korean guy. That's
well,
like
so the covers, they wanted just like pencils, and then they got a colorist to like fully render over the pencils, and so it just like lost a lot of like the line art feel of it, which I think is a lot of where I put my like personality into it. Yeah, and then like during the Tiger Division, I inked like, the first half of it, and then I was starting to get very slow, and we needed to like pick up an inker, and it's a easy Google search. I don't have any of the books on me, but you can find out that inker's
So it
name.
was your people's fault, Will. It was the colorist. The colorist was like was heavy-handed on the makeup.
We didn't have Will. We didn't have
Don't
Will.
blame me. Blame
I think we're all settling on we don't need inkers anymore.
Oh, don't ever say that.
That's crazy.
I
So
like to make
everybody
my own
at
stuff, though.
Crease Art.
Yeah, at
Three
Crease Art.
E's.
3 E's,
Definitely
please.
make sure you guys can follow that. Because yeah, that's our next big Kickstarter. I'm seeing things. I'm very excited. Oh, and Stingray.
Stingray was in the
Okay.
Fantastic Four
Absolutely.
issue. Yeah, that was cool.
Oh,
That was fun
really?
to
I didn't
draw.
know that. That's kind of cool. So
Yeah.
Stingray knows about Crease through that, because Stingray doesn't pop up too often.
Oh, really?
Noel Stingray is a good friend. Marcus as well. Marcus
nice.
says how the things smell. I don't know about you guys, but because the weather was a little cooler the first 3 days, things wasn't as smelly as usual until Sunday when it was a little hotter.
It got
And
a
it
little
was
harder.
almost like
Yeah.
they didn't turn on the AC or something. And the Sunday was when I actually started smelling stuff. But
Oh, really?
I would say Thursday through Saturday, it was great. It was chill.
That's funny, man.
It's crazy. What? Look
Oh,
at that.
Thank you for getting that page.
Nice.
I think I remember sending out that page. So.
Oh,
Did Noel pay as much as the Saudi Prince paid you for your not for sale page, Chris?
No, but I wish he did.
Speaking of Saudi
Yeah.
Prince, guys, I mean, one of the things that was a highlight I thought was Artist Alley being sponsored by Abu Dhabi, which is Sandstorm Comics. Really cool.
Oh, it was
because
sponsored by
knew-
them?
It was sponsored. You didn't know this? It was like a huge thing.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a sponsorship, though. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Yeah. Do you know any of those guys, Brian or Will?
I don't know anyone.
we need to get some of the Abu Dhabi in here. Let's go.
Well, then that's me. I do. I know Mo. Mo was the founder of Sandstorm Comics. Kind of started around similar time as 24/7 Comics, maybe like a year before as 24/7. But he was an independent creator himself, and he basically was kind of just putting out his book, and his book got tons of traction. I feel like it got tons of social media reach, and then I reached out and we started chatting, and then next thing you know, like he was partnered with the Abu Dhabi government, and they started financing him to bring a bunch of folks to Abu Dhabi. I think Chris, did you go to one of his shows?
Yeah, I went to the Abu Dhabi Comic Con, or like the MEFCC. Yeah, Middle East. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then the Sheik bought my covers, which was amazing.
So cool.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know of Mo through someone like Wando, and then you went with Darren Sanchez. Is that right, Chris?
Darren Sanchez. No, Darren Sanchez. Morocco. That's Morocco.
Oh, I see.
Well, yeah, that's Morocco. That's North Africa. That's a separate. It sounds similar, but it's that's a whole initiative. But Darren Sanchez has a whole thing going on as well.
Okay, right. I'm confusing that with what he did with Sean and Bernard. My bad.
What's the root? I don't know what that is, Marcus.
Yeah.
Does anyone know what that is? The root. The root.
Explain yourself. We want to know more. I love it.
But yeah, that was a very cool experience. Yeah. I wish I could go back. I wish they invite me back. That'd be awesome.
So cool.
One day. All right, so we continue our intro. So Will, I think it's your turn.
Yeah, so I'm Will Quintana, and I'm gonna be coloring Blade Smith working alongside Chris on that. And yeah, it's been a minute since we had started that project. Like I needed a lot of time to actually, catch up on Zero Ghosts, which we launched recently. And so that's what we were really showing a lot of at Comic-Con this year, and introducing folks to Bladesmith, which they were really stoked about, the concept. So really looking forward to getting started on it.
Yeah, reception for Zero Ghost was huge at NYCC. I mean, folks open up the book and they love the colors, and I'll be like, the colors right here. Here's Will.
Yeah.
So it was really,
Awesome.
really fun. Yeah.
I wish I was there to see that. I was so excited, and just doing the post while you guys were there, I was just like, I hope you're doing okay. How did the cards look, Will?
The cards are amazing. People were like really, really receptive to them. At first, they didn't realize how good they were until like they actually picked them up and touched them. And then when they held the pack of 10 in their hands, they really liked the weight of it. They appreciated it. Like, actually, the big question I was getting was whether or not it was a trading card game, So I was like,
those look so nice. Yeah. Are they
those
the
were
Ninja
really
Star
well
quality? Carl was like, they're good if you can throw them like a Ninja Star. But then he rounded the edges of them.
Well, I was joking that Bullseye could probably throw that through concrete.
Oh, that's gonna be part of my cosplay next time.
My desk is such a mess. I want to share, but my desk is such a mess right now. I can't share my screen. Hold on a second. Settings.
They have a nice texture to them too, so it's like
There's some like
nice.
grip I saw. It was so cool watching that process every step of the way. I know nothing about cards until now. Oh, let's see these babies.
Let's see, how do I highlight that page? Oh, here it goes. Here it is.
Oh yeah, you can even hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. The texture is really nice. Actually, Brian, I owe you a set. I meant to give you a set, but I didn't see you at the booth, actually. I saw you outside the con. Only I saw you at the Marvel. That's it, right? Kind of only time we kind of hung out.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean, I wasn't there all that much, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I caught 2 Broadway shows.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Brian's an OG of the OGs.
time.
Who's been in the industry longer, Brian or Will? You guys both are pretty OG in the space.
94 is when I broke in.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I started production at Valiant in '94.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're tied. We both win.
Dang.
Well, I wasn't getting my name in books until maybe '95. I think the first thing I may have gotten was lettering credit for Magnus Robot Fighter.
Oh, nice.
It's funny. Marcus said it. I was literally thinking about Gambit. If I could throw this and land somewhere.
Yeah, he could do some serious damage with those.
I don't want to break my computer, but here it is. There's
your ASMR for cards.
First look at the metal cards, because these were exclusive at New York Comic Con, and then will not be available till later when the Zero Ghost collection launches.
Cool.
So good. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad I picked up a set.
Yeah, Brian, I'll drop a set off later.
Yeah, man. That was look really cool.
You're just outside my window.
Will, you're once again juggling many, many things. I'm so proud. That's crazy. Brian, love
Hi there.
introduction.
You love my what?
I need to know your full introduction because I started after you. So I need to know everything.
Let's see. I have something with 247 Comics. It's called Eeny Meeny. It's a horror concept. It's kind of like a teen slasher, but violent, funny, that sort of thing, which is not necessarily what I'm known for. I mean, I think I'm known more for my my superhero work at DC, or some of my creator-owned stuff from Image. So it's a different side of me.
It's gonna be fun. It's actually you get a preview of it on top of our banner. If you go to the 24/7 banner that was at our booth, the very top art was actually from Eeny Meeny.
Yeah.
So you had a big thing at the con.
Me?
Yeah, like how was
Yeah,
it?
I mean,
I knew
it was
about meeting
cool.
up. But yeah.
I mean, I was, I was in Artist Alley on and off for the weekend. I was mostly there because I was part of the Jim Lee and Friends panel where we announced the sequel to Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. So that was fun. The first series was, quite a big hit. It sold really, really well, and so they wanted to do another one. And Jim at the panel was like, "I have an idea for a third series, so maybe we'll get to do a third one too. Who knows?"
Third series when Ultraman comes in.
I was like Jet Jaguar all the way. But yeah, so that was really cool. And then McFarlane Toys showed off. They're making toys of the characters like a 2-pack. So they showed off Kong and Batman in a 2-pack for it. So that was really cool. Like they have a Godzilla one that I guess was still in Hong Kong and they didn't get a chance to show it off. But it was still pretty cool to look at actual toy in person from something that you wrote.
Wait, I read the first few issues, but does Batman is he the same size as Godzilla on the first run?
Does what? Does Batman?
I thought they're in a mech, right? Is it a Batman mech or is it like?
Yeah, but well, no. So it's Kong and Batman. So you actually get Kong with like a very small Batman in his hand, and then you get like a half-size Batman figure also in the set.
Got it.
Yeah. You haven't read the whole thing? Did I give you a copy of the hardcover?
No, I never got a hardcover.
Oh,
I think I got the first.
You
gave me like three.
You give me the cards. I'll give you the hardcover.
Right, we'll trade. Yeah. When I walk my dogs later, we'll drop off.
Fair enough.
No, you gave me like the Jim Lee cover, I think, for number 1.
Oh yeah, I gave you the one in 150 or whatever, right?
150 or something like that. Yeah. That's what we do, Chris. When we get older industry guys, we exchange promos.
Yeah, where's my stuff?
You got your Marvel card, dude.
We all got that together.
That's true. All 3 of us.
Yeah, no, that was sick.
That was a big highlight, Sarah. We have to tell you. I mean, I know. For you, it's about cosplaying, showing up, but for us, it's like the exclusives. But the funniest thing is, like, I think all of us, we know about the exclusives, but we've never actually gone and tried to stay in line before, right?
Yeah,
that was my first time.
First time ever. Same here. Yeah, and it was so like kind of a thing because I feel like I'm usually super spoiled, and so just kind of like they'll watch
working for it.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I know I was gonna go work for it, but I always hope for the best. So I messaged Billy, who's working at Marvel, and then we messaged Adriel, who's working at Marvel. Obviously, Billy messaged me, "Oh, where are you guys? I'll come by later." So that was like a good way of saying, "All right, good luck at the line," And then Adriel, she didn't respond, but then later on, she messaged like, "Oh man, I was sick, so I was at the hotel." It's like, "How'd it go? Did you get the cards?" I was like, "Yeah, we got it." And then she's like, "Oh man, I was gonna see if I could try to get it for you." I was like, "Okay, damn, maybe we didn't have to stay in line." But so it's good to know that there's some cool insurance. So thank you, Marvel friends.
We almost didn't get it. We thought we weren't going to get it.
I know. We really didn't think. So let's do a recap. So Chris, I think you got there first, right? Or Brian, did you get there first?
Yeah, I got there first and there was nobody there. And so I was like, where's the line going to be? And they told me that because all of the exhibitors got online before it opened the day before, that they weren't going to start the line until the fans and the ticket holders came through. So I left to get a Starbucks coffee. When I came back, there was a mob of people, I think, including you, Chris.
Yeah, no, I got there around 8:15 because, I was trying to get the card, and then literally there was nobody there. So then I started just walking around, trying to get other free promos and checking out the con. But then I was just like standing around. I asked them what happened yesterday, like the day before, and they're like all these exhibitors started forming a line, and they thought it was legit, but it was like not, and so like they opened it up when the show opened up because they wanted to be fair, and so yeah, we all just started like hovering around the booth around like starting like 8:45, I think, like 9ish, and then yeah, it was crazy.
I think I got there a little bit after 9, even though I told you guys
Yeah.
I was there 8:30, so I was lagging a little bit because I had a really good run that morning. So like I just kept running, and so I ran like 2.5 miles. I was trying
Oh,
to get
nice.
like at least a couple miles in every day, but I don't know if that was a mistake because by the time Saturday night came around, I didn't want to do anything. Like there was all these events, and then I was like, you know what, guys, I'm just gonna grab dinner by myself and just watch a movie and pass out. And I literally like passed out super early and knocked out. But I remember getting there around 9, a little after 9, and then saw you guys. Well, saw Crease first, and then Brian came back, and then I remember like we were just kind of like keeping an eye on things, and then they told us to move away from the ropes.
We were like in the middle of the booth.
We're like right there in the middle, right? And then eventually we start hovering closer because everyone else started hovering closer. And I think like around 9, I would say like 9:40 was when people started coming in. And I literally
the
remember
VIPs like
throwing elbows already.
Yeah, a lot of VIPs right started coming in.
Yeah, they bum rushed the show.
Yeah, they totally bum rushed. All these people just started
they're squeezing in and like
squeezing in, and then they're standing there. There's certain guys that are like pros. They run up and they stand very stiff, like straight, just like all like focused. And then I remember when they said they finally opened the line, they opened like literally like 5 feet to our left, right? And we just started seeing people walk around us to the back of the line.
They were telling to wrap around the other way than like the way that we were standing on. So everybody just started shifting. And then
so we started to walk around to get to the back of the line, but it was already probably 500 deep. So we walked back, and we're like, I guess we're not going to get it. And one of Carl's buddies who was a big dude, just sort of planted himself at the head of the line.
Yeah, right head line. He was just there. He was just waiting there. Yeah,
he just moved himself right there. And so then we just kind of all folded in around him. And then when they came and they cleared a bunch of people out because more people kept trying to like do what we did, I guess.
You were there, legit.
Yeah, I think luckily for us, they recognized our faces, so they actually cut the line off right on my back. So like everyone behind me got basically kicked to the curb.
Literally, Brian was the corner guy. He was the last guy that they let in that corner, and the line was probably like 4 or 5 people thick, like deep.
At least.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh my god! And so it ran out immediately, right away.
Yeah, so I think we were like 23, 24, 25 or something like that. That's what we ended up getting.
Yeah.
Out of 250.
Crazy.
It was limited to 250, so.
Wow.
Crease, do you have it on you? I don't have it on me.
Yeah.
We gotta show off what we got real quick.
Okay,
Yeah, this is the promo.
So can you explain what that is, Crease, and why is that?
So it's a magic card. It's a counter spell with Doctor Strange on it, and it says promo. Yeah. So,
oh wow.
How much is it selling for on eBay?
I think like
175. Oh, is it up to 2 now? Oh damn!
I think so. I saw
250 at one point.
I saw one sold for 300, which is crazy.
Oh, wow!
And then they gave us a comic with it. So this was apparently the first day.
Wait, what? How'd you get that one?
Yeah, I got this one.
And then this one.
Wait, you got both? Wait, what?
Oh no!
Yeah. So my story is crazy. So I was, walking around Saturday morning because I went to this booth called Spectral Comics, and they released a Peach Momoko like Spawn cover, and they released on Friday, but I didn't know until Saturday morning. So I went early Saturday trying to get it, and then and so they obviously sold out like in the first 2 hours, and then so I got to meet them, and then I was just like talking with them, and then so I was like talking with them. They mentioned the magic thing. I was like, oh my god, like I've been thinking about that the whole day. Like I can't believe I missed it. And then he said that he had one, and then so I'm like,
wait,
what do you want for it? And he's like, I'll trade you for some artwork. And so I said okay, and then I'm gonna draw him something. So we're trading, and so and then he gave me the comic as well with one of the cards, and then Saturday night, I text Carl. I'm like, "Are we waiting in line tomorrow, like on Sunday morning?" And then we wait in line, get that one. But while I went early, I went to the Capcom booth and started talking with them, and then mentioned that I was gonna wait in line. He sent his son to wait in line as well, and then I went downstairs to my table after getting the card. I was like settling down. This kid comes up and just hands me a Counterspell card, and I was like, oh my god, like what do you want for it? And he's like, no, like nothing. And I'm like, yo, just pick whatever. And so I gave him some stuff, and then so I ended up with 3, which
They
is
have 3
perfect.
counter spells and 2 of the books.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I
I had
gave
no
one.
idea.
I gave one to my brother, and I gave one to my friend. I gave one to
Okay.
David, and
That's
so
nice of you. Yeah.
so everyone's happy now. So
Are you going to put it in a deck, by the way?
I don't know. I don't play blue that much, but
Yeah, me neither.
I might have to.
I have to. I'm saving it for my
Yeah.
Captain America deck. 'Cause they got some
Yeah,
blue
that
in
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's just
That makes
guys,
a lot of
so
sense.
you have to. All right. Enough about that whole experience.
That's
But that was a
awesome.
happy ending.
That was a
awesome.
highlight. That
That
was
was
very good.
definitely a big highlight for us. It was
Well
Yeah.
It was
played,
a-
gentlemen.
it's
Well
a really
played.
tense experience. So that's where I was Sunday morning. That's why I was late coming to our booth.
That is
So we're
great.
all late.
So
That's
Will, you were kind of
hilarious.
holding down Artist Alley the whole time then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holding down.
just that was the plan the whole time. Just anchor myself there, meet fans, and do commissions, sketches, whatever, and
Mhm.
promote 24/7.
That's so awesome.
How was
So
it
how was it
after?
for you? Well, I mean, 2016. I'll
Exactly.
go for a crease. You're saying?
No, I was about to say, like, I know you didn't table for such a long time, so it's like, how was the
Yeah.
New York Con, which is like the worst
Man.
one to start with again?
Nah, this one was awesome because I didn't come back with any con cough or anything. So other than just like the experience getting out of New York, that was like horrendous, man. I am never flying out of JFK again.
What happened?
It's too far. Traffic is a nightmare there. And just going forward, it's LaGuardia. I just realized I was like, I'm coasting past LaGuardia in the cab. I'm like, shit, man. I should have flown out of LaGuardia.
JFK's far.
Hindsight is 2020. Yeah, but other than that, being back in New York was dope. I hadn't been there in a minute. Got to see some old friends and stuff and hang out for a minute. Got to eat some great food. It was dope. So,
You try some of the
You
dollar
had like
pizza?
he had a nice
What's
meal
that?
every night for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, night 1, I went and got like 2 slices. You kidding me?
That's how you started it off, right?
Of course, no doubt.
Nice.
Then some Korean barbecue. Oh my God, some Italian. Oh, it's great. But other than that, it was pretty uneventful. Just hanging at the table.
Nice.
That must
Do
be
you get
so
any-
crazy.
Oh.
I feel like you guys get tied down so much. It's hard for anyone outside of that to understand like how exhausting it is to not be able to move. Like we're kind of cruising, we dip in, visit friends at tables, but Carl, I know you were managing like 4 different artists this time around, so I'm very happy you even had time to approach a line this time.
Crease is on his own. He has his own team. He has like a whole squad over there.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about
It's
him.
everyone's kids going and doing your bidding.
I just dropped off stickers in the morning, so we'll see. We'll see how much he passed out by how many people scan those QR codes. But so that was easy. Crease is easy, but Will was good. Will was for us. I think. Well, I thought this was a really good shared experience for us because it was more about figuring out your formula. Because I feel like with Sean, who couldn't be here tonight. We spent a lot of time, like a few cons, before we really figure out the formula. I wish he was here to talk about it, but early on, I would say this time around with you felt like the first time boothing with Sean, where we're trying a little everything, trying to figure out what works, trying to figure out the sales pitch, and then seeing what is engaging and what's not. And then over the course of the weekend, like as we kind of start playing with the prices, playing with the pitch, playing with the story, we started moving a lot more product. So I thought that was like pretty cool. Alternatively, when I went upstairs to work with Sean, we already had a whole setup. We already knew kind of the drill, and it was a lot easier when customers came in and would engage. And because we kind of set up his rhythm early on with price lists and everything, he was already sold out at the beginning of day one of like commissions. And for the rest of the show, he was pretty much just doing commissions. And then, and so I think in the future, I have a better idea of how to structure your show now. But I think it's gonna take a little bit of time and some experiments to see what works and what doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds good. But I mean, all in all, I think this past con was pretty good because each day there was actually, I mean, maybe with the exception of Sunday, it was kind of dwindled down a bit. But Thursday through Saturday was actually pretty steady. I mean, it was great because I was like busy each day. Whether it was like maybe a black and white commission or a color commission, there was something going on each day. But I hear what you're saying. Like there should be a much more streamlined process going forward for sure. Yeah. But no, it was great. It was. I mean, the fact that I hadn't even gone to a con in about like 7 years, it was a good, first time back. It was a great time to be able to go to. Oh yeah, I hadn't gone to a con since like 2017.
And you did everything. That's what was hard, like to really, not even hard, but it was more difficult for me to talk about you because I'm like, he's doing everything. Like he can draw, he colors, like you're just an all around amazing person. But I had no idea you took 11 years off. Wow. Well done, then. Oh my gosh. We love how Carl just throws us in. You'll be fine. I'm gonna go get this card.
Yeah, Will did a commission for me too in my Valiant book. There's that OG, nice. Yeah, OG Valiant by OG Valiant artists, and he rocked out with a really cool Magnus. I should go grab it.
Oh yeah, I want to see that if you have it nearby.
It's not nearby. It's like on the
we'll feature.
If Carl leaves, he's never coming back.
That is crazy. So guys, also we do have to announce, if you haven't been catching up with our socials, it was a soft launch kind of because we had so much going on for NYCC, but we have officially opened our web store, which has been so much work for the team. I mean, our back end team has just kind of been like going to town for this. So if you did miss anything at NYCC, it will soon be uploaded to the store. Ooh, do we lose Carl?
I think he went to go get the book.
Oh, good. Good. I want to see this. But okay, so we know you guys were working. Was there anything else that was like jaw-dropping? Like I was following everything on social media, but New York Comic-Con seems to be less about that, which is kind of wonderful. Like people were so busy, they weren't necessarily posting story after story. It's now that we're getting to see what was going on at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I was there like just morning to the end of the day, just like working, and posting was like the last thing on my mind because there's just people coming by like every minute, and then maybe you get like a couple minutes break, but then it's like so loud in there, and then you're just like talking so much, and you're just like, I don't know, just mentally and physically drained, socially drained as well. And then like posting was just like, I don't know, that was like the last thing on my mind. I even forgot to take pictures of certain commissions, and it's like,
yeah.
Right. Guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty.
I have to like message people. I'm like, yo, can you send me a picture of the drawing that I did for you?
Me that again. Oh,
that's true. I had to ask someone to come back with their commission, like the next day or something.
Oh yeah, did he ever come back? Because I asked him, you tried chasing him down, but He never came back.
Yeah, and then now he came back and he said he was gonna. He had come back earlier on Sunday and said he was gonna come back before the end of the con, but I never saw him again. So that was it, man.
Typical.
I have a shot of the actual, commission, but not a shot with him. So, do you have the shot of the commission, Carl?
I do. I'm gonna do it right now. A
Okay.
shot of your commission you did for me, right? All right. This is my OG Valiant sketchbook.
Let's see it.
Do you want to see all of it or just look at Will's?
I'm gonna flip.
No, let's see all of them. Show all of them.
I have a friend who's a calligraphy, and he wrote this.
That's
So
nice.
this is the same guy who does the calligraphy for what's the name? Some director guy. He did movies.
Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, for people who let me lift this up. So the first guy that did it was Bob Hall. So Bob Hall is a big commission book. It's like 11 by 17.
Dude, wow.
So he did Shadow Man and Master Dark and his sister. Master Dark was always naked, so that's why he's kind of the Shadow Man.
That's like a whole like double splash page from the comic.
It is a DPS. Yeah. This is basically Jim Calafori. I wish I told him to do Armorines, but he ended up doing like Rye and Bloodshot, even though he's never done Rye and Bloodshot, which is strange. This is Bart Sears. Bart Sears go crazy on all his commissions because he like literally went all out on this one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So he was a part of this run called Unity, and he like totally rocked out. And then this is Kevin Van Hook. Kevin Van Hook is known for writing, but he draws too. So he did this.
Wow.
All right, you guys ready for Will?
Yeah.
Will went big.
Dang.
Okay, now.
Magnus Robot Fighter. And what was cool was Kevin, I think because he's not an artist, he just kind of used whatever ink. His ink was bled over like crazy. And so I was like, oh man, what are we gonna do? And then Will saved my book and like literally put a robot head there, and it's
nice.
Magnus Robot Fighter basically punches out this robot. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That was a good cover-up tat too, Will.
The last guy was Wando, who did Archer and Armstrong, which is two of my favorite characters in the Valiant universe that no one cares or knows about.
They were great. I loved Archer, man.
Yeah, me too. I love Archer.
Yeah.
So, Carl, was there any big news? Anything that dropped during the con?
Marvel. I mean, for us, we had a few drops. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's weird. It's really hard to top that, Sarah, because like that was like the talk of the show. So even like our own stuff, I'm so glad it all happened like the days before, because if it happened that day, I may have missed our own drop.
That's crazy.
I
haven't really heard anything. Like, obviously the last time it was like the grading news, and everybody just really geeked this time.
Yeah, we had 2 drops. Well, we had 3 drops actually. On Saturday we had Evermind number 2. So we had dropped Evermind number 1 with VV, and then we did Evermind number 2. We sold around 1,300 copies roughly, which is kind of cool, like a digital copy. And then we had the Bobo toy. Bobo is one of the characters from Evermind. That dropped in the afternoon on Saturday, and that sold out like within seconds. And there was 888 supply at $15. That was great. And so now the secondary market, I think the ultra rare Bobos are selling for like $270.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
take
awesome.
that, Magic the Gathering counter. And then the next day we had Sanity drop for Mickey Finnegan, and that sold about 1,100 copies.
Nice.
So it's kind of crazy how the digital space is no joke, man. There's a big presence at the con.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. That is crazy.
Yeah,
and
I think
a lot of those digital Bobos. I'm seeing all kinds of videos. That is crazy.
Yeah, The dildos are fun because you could like do AR and then you could like have it like walk around New York. So there's like folks that are like posting the videos. Are those videos available anywhere? Nate, who's running our back end. I don't know if we have any videos we could share, but it'd be kind of cool to show people what those bubbles look like as well. What else? What else dropped? Oh, the Spawn and Peach Momoko. Anyone want to give a quick recap on what happened there?
Well, we know someone didn't get it, so it's a sore subject.
None of us got it. I don't
Oh, did you guys try waiting in line or?
I was with Will setting up that morning. I think it was on Thursday morning, right?
Oh, it was Thursday.
Friday morning.
Friday. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
What the
I
hell
tried
was
to
that?
get one.
What
I
was
don't
it
know.
exactly?
So
It's just-
Spectral Comics, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Spectral Comics had the drop, and then I don't know how many it was limited to, but they allowed like 3 per customer, and then they said they sold out within 2 hours. But then like when they were lining up and stuff, it was like a whole people like were like shoving each other and stuff again. Every year, something with Peach Momoko
Yeah.
stuff. There's people fighting.
There was a fist
This-
fight like last year too.
Yeah.
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 Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably why
Yeah.
she didn't come back, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Last year, I heard the art. There was a line in the artist alley. It became a mob. People start fighting. I heard
Yeah.
she hid under her table because she was so
Mhm.
scared because it was like
Yeah.
a crazy house.
Oh,
And,
wow.
yeah, man, that's how crazy comic nerds get.
I mean, I would fight. I'm used to festivals, so I'm like, next time, just throw me in.
So Marcus said Todd, I
Todd
guess, was
signed too?
fighting, and no one. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
Dang. It's a nice cover. It looks cool.
yeah, no, Peach is dope, but it's weird. Not my cup of tea, and so I don't get it. But a lot of people love Peach. So
I got her sorry to keep talking about Magic, but I got her Magic cards, the secret layer ones, and I brought them thinking she was gonna be there, and I was like looking for her table, and then I was stupid to like not look up if she's going or not, and then I was like, oh, it's New York, like of course she'll be there, and then she
when
wasn't
did she
there.
do?
So
When did she do Magic?
it like dropped like last month.
I totally missed it, huh? The heck?
Yeah.
Dang.
Sorry, I'll let you know next time.
Yeah, please let me
Dang.
know next time.
That's crazy. I want to see
Yeah.
this. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
trying to find this video for the Bobo, but I will post them later on social media, so everyone, you will be able to see that.
So Brian, what musicals did you watch, and how was it?
Thursday night, as soon as I got in, I saw Back to the Future, the musical.
So sick.
What? Was it awesome?
It was really good. I didn't care for the first number, and I think the music by and large is forgettable.
Okay.
But like it's the movie, so like as soon as Doc Brown shows up, he steals the show. Like he's amazing.
Really?
The guy who played George McFly did like a spot on Crispin Glover impersonation. It was a lot of fun. Like the stage sort of effects for the DeLorean and all that stuff was really cool. Like I really enjoyed it. It's definitely worth seeing. Even though I don't think the music is that memorable.
Mhm.
Did they take the soundtrack from the movie and then kind of turn them into like performances, like
not really. I mean, it was like original stuff. I mean, the Huey
Yeah.
Lewis song is at the end, and they also do the what's the the Enchantment of the Sea, the music that they play. Like they do that also. Is Johnny B. Good? I think it's Johnny B. Good.
Might be
is the
good.
song.
Yeah. How about the beginning when the
Uh,
giant speakers and he plays the guitar and he flies back? Did they do that?
They did a kind of a little bit of a version of that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. But then it kind of got overshadowed by what I saw on Sunday, which was the Notebook, the musical.
Oh, wow.
The Notebook.
The musical? That's the
Not
Okay.
Interesting.
not a dry eye in the house. Swear to God,
What?
I
Dang.
defy you to see this musical and not get teary eyed.
Dang.
They straight up sell branded boxes of tissues that say the Notebook on it. That's how real it is.
That's crazy.
Wow. All right. That's exciting.
The music was very memorable. Like it was like I downloaded the soundtrack. It was fantastic.
What
It really
is
was.
this?
This is like
wow.
watching an ASPCA commercial already. Like,
Yeah, this is not something I would imagine you going to watch, Brian.
I know.
Well, you know, Sharon wanted, you know, I gave her options because she had missed the Thursday one, so I said, let's go see something else. You want to see the Notebook? And she was like, yes. So
Dude,
it was really good.
When you said Notebook, I literally thought you were talking about the anime, like like
No.
anime
No.
Notebook. Yeah.
So I mean, I think one of the beautiful things you can kind of see in this, and I know this is totally like off subject, but like they have 3 different versions of the couple, and so you have like the old version, and then you have like sort of like the 30s version, and then you have like the teenage version, and what was also interesting was that like it's sort of like colorblind casting. So so if you see like the old version is Dorian Harewood from like an old TV actor. Is black, but the other 2, one was white, and in the performance I saw, the young one was Hispanic.
Oh.
Yeah, I was kind of confused. I was wondering why the 2 younger ones were the black women, and they
just looking at it, but like you totally you don't skip a beat when you actually see it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Interesting.
You really don't skip a beat. I swear.
Really?
Like
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It threw me off a little bit in the trailer.
Because it's a trailer. I mean, because they introduce it in a way that you understand, where it's like because like you're living through. He's telling, he's reading the Notebook, trying to get his wife to remember, and so it's like memories, and like the way that they cross on stage and interact, and you know, like you'll see the old couple, and then it'll go to the young story. Like it doesn't. It doesn't bother you at all. Like I think it's great. I really liked it.
Do you recommend watching the movie before seeing the musical, or no? Okay,
No, you don't need to have watched the movie at all.
interesting.
I'm telling you, Carl.
All right.
The one that I wanted to see that it was too expensive. It was $500 a ticket to see The Outsiders, the musical.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't know there were so many musicals right now.
And they're not all like jazzy. They're cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from the immersive theater world, so like I would love watching a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, look at the Outsiders tickets. If you, they're crazy, like $500 because it won the Tony. I think it's the most recent one to have won the Tony.
Chris, are you familiar with the Outsiders?
No.
I have no idea.
I just know the Korean rapper named Outsiders.
How in the world are those tickets that cheap?
I get 2% cashback through Rakuten.
Maybe it's Wednesday or something.
It's the weekday price.
See, I got to go on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Oh wow, it's not
Monday
bad.
matinee.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it looks.
700.
Dang.
Yeah, we got some cheaper ones here for sure. Brian just has one of those filters where like he buys so many musical tickets, it just pumps up the price for him.
Yeah, probably.
So for me, I'm like a newbie. So like, oh, this guy don't watch too many musicals, huh? Let's
I mean, and they knew there were so many of you in town for that. There must have been inflation.
Probably.
Yeah, but I looked at showings for I think like Friday and Sunday or something. So like, it's probably the worst
like
time.
Peak time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's something you like would stand. What is it? 6 a.m. You can stand in line for the lottery.
Right.
Oh yeah. Like the very cheap
ones,
right?
late enough to do that one.
But Carl, so right when I was deciding whether or not to see the Notebook, I was talking to James Tynan about the musicals that I saw, and he highly recommended it. So,
dude, I was on the same plane as him coming back.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, but I didn't know him, so I didn't want to go up and say hi. I was way too tired.
Fair enough.
I was gonna start jumping and like say the wrong title that he didn't write.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy, really nice guy, and obviously talented.
Have you seen the Beetlejuice one too? Or no? Anyone?
I haven't seen
I
it.
missed that one.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I saw Almost Famous, the musical, in its brief run. I like that one too.
What was the last one I saw? The last one I saw. Gosh, I don't remember.
I try to see one every time we go to New York for New York Con. So last year was Aladdin.
Okay. I
Ooh,
saw
Aladdin.
Aladdin. Lion King was really good. I
Lion
remember
King was good.
Yeah. Oh,
Hades.
Pokemon was really good. That was really good. I love that.
Brian, have you seen Hades Town?
No, a friend of mine saw it this weekend. Said it was really, really good.
That was the last one I saw, and I was shocked because it's like steampunk and like Greek mythology. Freaking awesome!
Yeah, I definitely want to see that one.
The music was good.
I also want to see Jaws one.
We're obviously very, very into all of these things, but
Get us back on
we need
track.
the future. What are we doing in the future, guys? Because we're coming up on an hour. I want to make sure.
Yeah, we got 8-minute countdown. What else do we cover?
247 the musical.
Yeah, that's next. 247 the musical. There's a bunch of guys on stream talking about music. Over music.
Notable.
I could see it, you guys. The choreography. Just a little like.
What else? We did our drops. We had signings for Sean. So Sean, I felt like Sean had a lot to say, but he couldn't make it tonight. There was a conflicting stream that he's normally part of, and then he wasn't sure what was going to happen tonight, and so he committed. But then it turned out he should be on that stream. So he had a lot to say about New York for sure. He actually really enjoyed it because I think there was some cool creativity. We were thinking about doing. Actually, we were thinking kind of along the same line. What we were talking about is often like, and Kreese, you probably know this too. And I have another question for you, Brian, after this. But people tend to buy art and prints of characters they know and are familiar with. I think when they don't know who the characters are, it's like 100 times harder to sell. And so Will, mid-con, I don't know what triggered you to start doing that, but you started drawing like Batman, Ghost Rider, and like different characters people knew. And I remember when he was drawing Batman, someone was like, dude, how much is that? They were like asking, but he was still working on it. So it wasn't for sale at the time. But then the next day he did a Ghost Rider, and then someone bought it right away. And so I thought that was kind of cool, just as like a lesson learned. So Sean's gonna do similar stuff with some of like the Evermind related stuff that he'll create some original prints. But I think I think that's a big lesson learned when it comes to
when I used to do tables when I was doing like the new 52 stuff, I would have prints of like Injustice and the Flash, and they sold a lot, you know what I mean, because it was very recognizable. Like it's a weird thing that technically you're not supposed to do it, but I guess DC and Marvel look the other way.
They do.
You're not supposed to be selling prints of their characters.
I feel like if they said something like the whole artist alley would like revolt.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how artists like make their money, right?
Yeah.
And so people get pissed.
But what's strange is when you get people who aren't related to the characters who set up and have all these prints, and it's like, I don't know who this artist is. They've never done anything professionally, and yet they're selling all these prints of these characters. That's where I think it gets a little bit weird, because a lot of times it's like lesser quality art also. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But they're selling it because of who they've drawn. Wow.
Yeah, there's a huge community of that. They're called con artists. And they are. They're literally called con artists with multiple meanings. One is you actually work in the industry, so it's okay. But the con artists do not work in the industry.
We verified you.
They've never worked on like any of the mainstream characters. They literally just and some of them may even be like AI art. I don't know, but they would basically create a style, and they'll do Batman, Spider-Man, all those things, and then they go from con to con to con to con. And I'm friendly with a lot of these con artists, and I learned the whole ins and outs from them. And these guys like rake it in, man. I feel like
they do.
They really rake it in.
I mean, and every now and then you got guys who are like basically swiping other artists and like redrawing like their art. Like they usually get called, like those guys usually end up getting called out and get sort of stigmatized. So they don't stay around a long time. I think that pros kind of got tired of seeing someone do like a bad version of my cover or my so I think you don't see that as much these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brian, what do you sell then? Like, how do you hustle to get people to buy in on your creator-owned book? Because obviously,
Well-
you know, kind of what something we're trying to learn is we have these new titles, we have these new kind of creator-led books, and they're new titles that people aren't familiar with. So how do you hustle it? How do you get people to buy in?
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way to get someone is when they come. Like, obviously, I have a big back catalog of mainstream stuff that I've done, so they'll come to get their Injustices or Flash, Detective Comics, whatever signed, and then you try to have the conversation about, have you checked out my new book? I don't have that much for sale. Like, I have like one. I've got Midlife for sale because, again, like I did a midlife through Image, so I have a bunch of copies. But like Chicken Devil, which I did through Aftershock, I've got like maybe 5 copies left, and I don't know how to get more copies. So like it's harder with some of my older stuff because I don't know where to get copies to sell. But I think that's how you do it. I think you have to sort of like bridge the gap and say, "Oh, you like this thing that I did? How about this other thing?"
Interesting. So then, so you're mostly selling your books. So do you have other things that you sell? Do you make prints of everything, or like charge pictures, or like?
When I was back in the day, I used to print, and then like I also did, because I can draw some. I used to do commissions, and I started with really cheap commissions, and then I was so busy that like every con I raised the price. I was trying to find the price where I wouldn't be busy, and so so I did. There's a lot of like half-assed art out there with my name on it that I drew at cons from back in the day. But and then now in the past year, I've been charging for signatures, which is kind of weird on its own. But like I was tabling through comic sketch art this last couple cons, and like they charge $5 a signature, which kind of feels weird to me because I've signed so many books for free. But the industry like changed, like something changed in the industry where like now everyone charges for signatures.
That's the norm
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this,
And then
yeah.
they up price for CGC.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But,
Yeah.
But it depends. Like if you buy a book from the table, then they give you the signature for free.
Yeah,
There's
it comes
some
with
cats that maybe they'll give you the first signature for free, and then anything after that they'll charge for. Because that, like, I would get hit with that a lot of times because I would just sign. And then, like, there were a few people that literally came up to me with, like, stacks of, like, 20, 30 books for me to sign. So then that's when I had to kind of put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, and you can tell when it's someone's collection or not. Like, if you give me 25 Flash, and it's like 1 through 25, okay, I get it. Like, that's your collection. But if you're giving me 25 Flash number 1, obviously that's sketchy.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's when you charge.
That's double. That's $10. That's what I did. So Sean is like you, Brian. Like he's been signing his whole life for free, and so I had to negotiate with him in the last like Baltimore, and I said, all right. Basically, we determined that it's not gonna be $5 for every book. I'm gonna say 1 for free, but $10 every book after that. Unless you buy something at the table, then we'll sign for free.
I still think that's generous given today's dynamic.
Yeah.
I think it's a free signature with the purchase. Other than that, it should be $5 or 3 for 10. You can find ways to make it more advantageous for people, or to give them a break if they've got a bunch of they bring you their whole collection.
Yeah. And surprisingly, Pill didn't flinch at all. So Sean was pretty surprised at himself.
Yeah.
So we kind of figure out
it's a thing now. It's a thing.
Commonplace. Yeah.
So Kreese, you never knew the difference, right? Ever since you've been in the industry, you've always charged? Or have you always...
no. There are times where I think it was maybe even a couple years ago, I felt weird charging because it was like, I like just broke in and I'm like, I don't feel like I deserve to charge for my signature kind of thing. But it became the norm for like comic sketch art to charge. And so like first, I would just charge for free, and then I did like 2 for free, and then after that it was like $5. But now it's just $5, like $15 for a CGC sig. And then I kind of got used to it now. So it's weird. And then but like, you'll see people bring something like they're super excited for and they only have like one thing, and I'll just like sign it for free, and then it's for them. It's not, they're not going to sell it or anything. So then but
My problem is that a long time ago, I felt like people deserve to have a real signature, like that looked like my name. So I started signing my thing like this, and so now I have the biggest fucking problem. Every time I get a stack of books, it takes me forever. Like I have to
Dude,
sign
that's the
every.
longest
thing.
signature
That's
ever.
crazy.
I know, but I established it a long time ago. It's like I'm not going to change it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes me a while to sign shit.
Harder
Dang.
to forge. Harder to forge. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mine's
I
really
kept
quick.
mine.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
too.
mine's
I kept
really
mine
quick.
super simple.
Yeah, no, I fully admit I made a mistake. I made a terrible, terrible mistake.
Will, you
Yeah.
sign my artwork or no?
Yeah, it's next to Magnus.
Yeah, his art. I really liked your signature actually. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, this is Will's signature. I thought it looked kind of
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take that. Thanks.
It
yeah.
almost looked like a character in itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looked like a dolphin making a U-turn.
It does.
I see
does.
that. I see that.
That's kind of cool. That's really cool. Yeah,
That's great.
nice signature.
Aw.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Alright.
Well, I was like, wow, you have a nice signature when I saw it.
Yeah.
And then
That's so cool, guys.
yeah. But,
Yeah, I was just like that. It came in handy with like those stacks of 20 books. That's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Wu had a crazy signature too because we had a signing event and we had like 250 people in line. And
Ooh.
Daniel, his signature is like he does his English name and it loops into his Chinese name, and so he does two names.
Dang.
for his signature.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm like, oh my God, I was gonna do this like 200 times.
He
And
had
so-
like he was doing like stretches, like he had like a whole.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
It was so cool to
Yeah.
see.
He
It's
was
like,
very
is he
zen.
gonna
He was
throw
very
his
zen.
fist through a wall or
Yeah,
sign
very
something?
zen and very fast. So I was like, wow,
Yeah.
he's, like, he's a pro.
And they were all exactly the same, consistent.
yeah,
That
very
was
very.
Nice. That's the
Yeah.
tough thing.
Yeah. Where did I put it?
What's the weirdest thing you guys have ever signed for a fan?
Nothing weird. No.
No, not
I
even
mean-
a pair of boobies. Nothing.
Oh, we're talking like that.
All right. Well,
Creed signed my chest, and
Yeah.
you can tattoo now.
thank you, Carl, bring the team.
Here,
I feel like
I think
here's
I've signed a car.
Oh, really?
Somebody was getting signatures on their car.
That's awesome.
I've signed a
cool.
phone
Phone.
before, which is weird.
I get that.
Must be a big fan.
Yeah. I mean, people have gotten tattoos of my work. And I feel like that's a huge step.
It's huge,
So,
but then it's
yeah.
hard because you have another artist trying
Yeah.
to do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I saw that there was a couple of colors that were doing that actually, Marcus.
I always ask that because at that Sean and Daniel signing, there was so much stuff. There was like vintage like battle helmets, there were
Oh, wow.
swords, there was like just
Sure.
right.
Dang. That's cool.
Oh yeah, someone had like a sword from like Into the Badlands or something, and
Oh, that's
like
sick.
Like a couple of them.
That's really cool.
It's always weird when someone asks you to sign something that you didn't work on, and they know
Yeah,
you
that
didn't work
was
on it, and they still ask you to sign it. I'm like,
So that does happen.
okay. Oh yeah.
It did. At the Vivi booth, it happened because I guess it's a
Hmm.
thing that the two owners of Vivi, they're like celebrities, and so they were during like Mickey's Sanity signing, like they were signing it too. They were asked to sign it, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. It's so
Oh,
random.
that's where that picture
Yeah.
came from of them.
Yeah, and it's funny
Okay.
because Stan Lee used to get made fun of for that too because he signed books that even like art that he didn't work on. It's like he just signs random stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
But yeah, it's funny because when people ask me to sign, I don't sign because I'm like I don't want to ruin it, dude. Like, who cares about the
Do
publisher?
you value it?
Yeah, exactly. I would totally ruin your book.
So if you have like random signatures, it's actually gonna take away from the value.
Yeah, that's just vandalism at that
Right.
point, right?
I guess unless your signature is worth more than the thing you're signing. Like if Jim
Right.
Lee signed, one of your books, still a Jim Lee signature.
That's true. That's true.
I was gonna say.
Well, I'm not gonna say who, but I had a friend who worked at a comic book shop growing up, and there was a really busy season for them. And I guess Jim Lee with X-Men #1 was one of the biggest things, and they found out that his signed copies would sell for multiples, right, on stands. And so his part-time job after work was Jim Lee signatures. So he would basically he would be signing like hundreds of Jim Lee signatures on their X-Men so they could sell them at the comic book shop. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
So he would still, when we see Jim Lee's signatures, he'll tell me if like it's something he could assign me for or something. It's pretty funny. Well, it's funny.
That's before COAs, right?
Yeah, before COAs. But I actually started talking to Sean about learning his signature because so many people thought I was him when I was just streamline it. I was just learning his signature, and basically I don't have to say I'm not you anymore. I just sign for them, and then
just do it.
another $10 in the bank.
There are some artists that their signature is like very, I guess, simple. So they actually do it as like a secret thing that they'll sign at cons or like in person, where they'll know if they signed it like it's authentic or not. Like adding like a little extra dot somewhere that like you wouldn't really notice. But yeah.
Oh, what's funny was speaking of artist simple signature. Have you guys seen Brian Ching's signature? It's literally like a B, a line, and a C. And I saw a friend who was at San Diego Comic-Con who also came to the VV booth when we had a signing there, and he told me he submitted Brian Ching's signature to CGC, and it came back as not authentic.
Oh my
Oh my
god, 'cause it's too
gosh.
simple.
I told him like next time, bring it to the con. I'm his publisher. I'll go and like talk to CGC and like let them know it's authentic. And I felt so bad. I was like, what the heck? Like, I'll be the witness.
Oh my gosh.
But it's pretty funny. I'm gonna see Brian tomorrow, so I might have to ask him to do what you're talking about, Chris.
Yeah.
Like, do
Just something
really
unique.
cool.
Yeah.
So unique to him. Oh shoot! I know we're supposed to end at a hard stop in an hour. Sarah, anything we missed that we didn't talk about?
No, there's so much coming up, but small period of rest. Very exciting. I love the insider information. It seems like New York is the one to finish them off, right? There's nothing else this year.
Yeah.
Dang, I still haven't been to that one. So you guys are.
Well,
I wouldn't wait in line for that card, but
Yeah. No, I wish you went so you could have. If you just waited with us, selling whatever you picked up will probably justify paying for your whole trip.
True. So true.
Damn.
I've never resold anything in my life. Like, there's just too much stuff in here, though.
Collector mindset.
Yeah. I'm like, no, those are my toys. Even if
Yeah.
the dog chewed the leg off, like, it's mine. Keeping it. Now, you guys, it was such a pleasure to chat with you. Thank you for making time. I know you've got a lot of things to catch up on after the con.
Thank you for
guys.
hosting.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for hosting.
On to
I know
Bladesmith.
late. On to Bladesmith next. More to come.
Yes.
Guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
See y'all
Yes.
soon.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.
Everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for joining.